the ultimate bread I make is when I've got a wood-fired oven and it's very hot, and I'll make the bread and let it ferment and let it ferment and let it ferment. And when I discovered this process, it was quite dismaying because I thought I'd lost the bread. Lost is a baker's term. When it's unbakeable, no matter what you do, it won't recover. So I would pull the bread out of the cloth onto my hand to feed onto the peel, the wooden peel, to put it in the oven, and it would completely collapse. And I still had to cut it to try and maintain some aesthetic. But I thought, oh God, I've lost it all, the whole bake. I'll make no money and everybody will be really annoyed. And I'd close up the oven, and this happened for a couple of months, and I'd just walk away and feel incredibly dejected. And then I'd open the oven after the allotted time, and it was spectacular. The bread had just like expanded incredibly and opened up all the cuts and had the ultimate colour. In fact, my son was visiting once and he looked at a loaf of bread that I'd put on the table and he said, "You couldn't have fermented that for another second, could you?" So I developed that art of fermenting the bread to the absolute extreme. So the air was still trapped in there, the gluten was pretty well completely decayed and it was collapsed, but the sheer quality of the heat in a wood-fired oven is such that it makes the air expand really rapidly, and despite the fact that most of the gluten was gone, the air still blew up, and so the loaf blew up. And of course, the corollary of that was the crust is extraordinary. You can't get that sort of crust. So this is your archetypal French crusty bread. It was always a sourdough, and it was always baked in a wood-fired oven. So hence, the gluten was completely gone, really.